Hi, I'm Lee Weiss, Director of Graduate Programs at Kaplan Test Prep and also a longtime GRE instructor. And I'd like to bring you some more frequently asked questions that our students and prospective students pass along to us either at events or in our classes or via social media. And the first question is, how do I learn vocabulary? So there are multiple ways to do this, and it really depends on you and your study habits. Many students like using flashcards, and we have some great flashcards that are available. We also have a flashcard app that is available to you. And it's great for on-the-go practice. You can learn a few words at a time. You can take words out of rotation once you learn them. You can study the most challenging words. And we really break down word lists so that you understand the words that show up quite frequently on the GRE. So that's one thing that's good. But the best advice that I would probably give you for learning vocabulary is learning vocabulary in context, because that's how the GRE really tests you on vocabulary. So I would recommend that you read things like the New York Times, The Economist, The New Yorker, Scientific American, quality publications like that that are forcing you to stretch your ability, and especially if the articles are not particularly interesting to you. So if you're a history buff and you're planning to go to graduate school in history, it's great for you to read in the sciences and get comfortable with lexicon and vocabulary that you might not necessarily encounter every day, and really build up those skills and understand what the author is asking you, and make note of words that you don't understand and make sure you're looking up those words. It's a skill that's not only going to help you on this test, but it's going to help you in your graduate school future. So definitely a good skill for building up vocabulary. Another question that comes up a lot, and it's really tied in with that, and I'm going to offer a lot of the same advice, is how do I learn reading comprehension? So definitely you want to be reading those quality publications that I mentioned. You want to be reading books wherever possible, quality novels, quality nonfiction. But the other thing you really need to be doing a lot of is reading the types of short passages that are featured on the GRE, and getting comfortable with reading a short passage, a paragraph or a couple of paragraphs, and really understand what the author's position is, what the main idea is, what some vocabulary in that passage means in context, and getting comfortable with the length, the duration, and then as you get comfortable building up those reading skills, doing it under timed conditions. And then finally, a question that we get a lot is, how do I learn to write essays in 30 minutes? So, obviously if you were in college, even if you were taking a midterm or a final, you probably had at least 50 minutes to write an essay, probably more than that. So to write 2 essays that each you only have 30 minutes to write each of them can be a daunting task. We prepare you well for that at Kaplan. We have a course that prepares you for it. Our instructors like to take you through the method. But basically the way you want to break it down is you want to take about 5 minutes to plan out an outline. And you really want to have prepared advanced answers ahead of time wherever possible. So you want to have a knowledge base, hopefully in some field of study that you're comfortable with, maybe from things that you're comfortable with in literature or history that you can use to bolster examples, maybe current events or film. And what you're looking to do is work those examples into an issue essay where you can really point out, make an argument for yourself based on some knowledge that you have in the past and apply it to the topic. For the argument essay, what you're really looking to do is hone in on the prompt and really understand where the weaknesses are in that author's argument, where the strengths are, and break it apart. And to be able to do those 2 tasks, you need to spend about 5 minutes outlining, you need to spend about 20 minutes writing, and you want to spend about 5 minutes proofreading and editing. And if you can do that, you'll do it through a lot of practice, getting comfortable with the task, and doing that well is going to get you a great score on the analytical writing assessment.